Good afternoon. This is Chris Brecher with a Simpler Stocks free video for July 7th, 2016. So you can see it's about 25 minutes till the bell. Right now we have a market that the ES is up about 650. And what happened today is the market basically is a slow day. It's getting pulled slowly to the open interest at SPX 2100. And we'll get into that in a minute. But right now you have the ES is up 650. Nasdaq up 27, Russell up 7. Bonds doing not much anything. Like I've been stressing, bonds and the ESs don't have to correlate whatsoever. Crude oil up 67. It was down quite a bit. Gold up $9. Advanced decline up about 650, as you see on there. Transport's still down, which could be problematic, and we'll get into that in a second. Nikkei down 130, another problematic, but it was a lot lower earlier. DE Dow, which is a German DAX, down 1.5, another thing to work on. So we're going to go over those in a minute in here. So basically the first thing I usually do in the morning is I look at news, obviously. I look at where the market is, but I also go to my trusty FinViz in here. Let me show you what I'm talking about. Give me a second. And what I do in here is I go to FinViz and I go into the world markets. So what I do in here is I go in here, I go to futures. Now this is free. If you see, I haven't even logged in. So I have to see ads. I don't mind that at all. That's fine. But I haven't even logged in. I go to this. This is called a quote board. I saw it popularized with eSignal, and also this is similar to what you see on the floor. Then what I do is after that, I go into charts. And what I'm trying to find in here, and I'm going to widen them out so you can see it, is how our markets, and I'm saying U.S. markets because I'm in the U.S., react toward the Nikkei, the Euro stocks, the DAX, and then here's the VIX. But really these big three in here. Now, if I want more of them, I go into tradingview.com and look up the Chinese markets. I look up the Spanish market. I look up the CAC Caron in France. But these are good enough for me for now. This is what I'm watching closely in here. Look at the Nikkei in here. I'm going to take off all the arrows so you only see the one I'm talking about. Look at the Nikkei here and look how close it is to its lows right here. Look at the Euro Stoxx 50 and look, it's very close. Look at the DAX, it's close. The other thing is notice these little blips in the middle of June and notice that all of them are under it now. Now contrast that to over here. Here's a little blip in June, we're way over it. Blip way over, NASDAQ way over this blip. All of them except the Russell, which is actually a little under it. But the key is how much these are over their lows from Brexit while these are close to their lows. Eventually, something's got to give here. That's the way I look at it. Next thing I'm watching in here, because I do this, I go through every index in here. Look at crude oil. It had a reversal today, but you better see the writing on the wall what could happen in there. So that could, you respect the break in Brent, in crude oil, the WTI. And as you can see, gasoline's already going down, but heating oil, crude oil, and crude oil Brent all look very similar. Definitely keep those in mind in there. I'm going to be watching them like a hawk, no doubt about it. If crude oil sells off, that could make a lot of the oil stocks go down, which could weaken the S&P 500. Why? Because a lot of oil stocks are in the S&P 500. So I'm watching that like a hawk. Now, getting back to it in here, when you take put FinViz off and you show the ESs, this is what everybody's watching today. Slow day, Fed talk. The Fed said absolutely exactly what you thought they'd say, that they're not going to do anything till they have more data. This is what every trader is focusing on. Sure, the market was way down this morning. They're focusing on the biggest open interest on a thin day. That's 2100 in the SPX. So there's a pull right now to take this to 2100. See that right there? These expire at the end of the day. They're not AM settled. And the ones we've seen that are PM settled, on a slow day, it seems to drift toward that price. As you can see, it's drifting toward that price. Now, if it closes right here, that could be bearish tomorrow that it couldn't get up to that price. But for now, it's okay. Second thing, what we're watching in here is the ESs. And what I'm watching in here on the ESs are a couple of things. Obviously, the foreign indexes like I showed. Second thing in here is the Dow Jones Transports. I try to watch correlations all the time. Now, if something doesn't correlate, like bonds in the ES, so be it. Those aren't that big a deal. In here, what I was watching today was this. Right here, the transports tried to go to their 50% retracement. Believe it or not, this is a 78-minute chart. They almost tagged it. Now, if you look over here at the ESs, they aren't even close. I don't even need to show you this. A 1980, 2100 is about 120 points. From 2100, take off 60, gets you to 2040. We're not even close. So you can see in here, this got to it, this didn't. Now, what I'm watching here on a daily is this right here. Is this going to go fill that gap? Right there. That was on the way up a breakaway gap. If this comes down to fill the gap, take the ESs off on the left and put the SPX. Reason is SPX doesn't trade all night, so it's easier to find the gaps. There, you can see the gap now, right there, 2040. Why is that significant? Because if this fills the gap on the right, gets to the 50% retracement, that's like this getting to the 50%, which also is the gap. So I'm definitely watching those like a hawk. Like I said, we're getting pulled up because of the SPX open interest today. We'll see if that lasts tomorrow. So I hope this helps everyone. Just a little housekeeping note. Later this week, Tucker is going to be doing a class on the simpler trend trading system on Saturday, July 9th from 12 to 4. If you get a chance, I would check this out. It's really good stuff in here. Here it is right here, simplertrading.com/class, stocks/class trend trading. Really a good idea to go and check that out. So everybody have a great night. I will talk to you tomorrow.